Today, it's time to look at some Jank Magic the Gathering combos that actually work. We're going to start off with Dolphin Fans' 4-card combo, starting with Vorinclex Monstrous Raider, which says, if an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, they put half that many of each of those counters on that permanent or player, instead rounded down. That's going to be super important. Remember, rounded down. Now, next, we are going to donate the Vorinclex. Believe it or not. That's right. We don't want this Vorinclex. We want the opponent to have it, all right? So we're going to donate it. Target player gains control of target permanent. Now, next, we're going to play the Concordian Crossroads. That all creatures have haste, but we're not using it for that Vorinclex. No, the Vorinclex is going to help us because we've got Devoted Druid in the house. It's a 2-mana 0/2 Elf Druid, tapped out of green, but then we can put a -1/-1 counter on this creature and untap it. However, putting that... just the act of trying to put the counter on the Devoted Druid is going to untap it. But because our opponent controls the Vorinclex, well, we have to put half that many counters rounded down, which would be 0. Which means we can tap for green, untap it for free, and keep tapping it over and over again, especially the turn that it comes right into play. Pretty cool idea. Next up, let's go with John, the back to basics. And Root Path Purifier. Now, remember to everybody, if you want to post, 3 cards or less are perfectly fine. If you have 4 cards or more, you got to submit it to my Discord. You can submit it for free. Just let me know the name of your combo or the title of the combo post, and I'll look it up for you. Okay, we have Back to Basics. It's a 3-mana enchantment. Non-basic lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. I love this card. I love watching people squirm when I played against them. And then the Root Path Purifier is a 4-mana 3/4. Lands you control and land cards in your land library are basic. Okay, so it's gonna affect everybody else, except it's not gonna affect you. This is pretty neat. Is that a new card? No, this is an old card. This came from the Brothers' War. Did we sleep on this type of thing for forever? What a combo. Okay, next up, we've got Bolts. It's going to show us one of the newer combos. It might be jank. It might not be. Deepway Navigator. Plus Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin? That's jank? Thought maybe since a brand new Lorwyn card, but it's nowhere near a weird payoff. This could end up being either crap or the new twin. It's like it's one or the other. So Deepway Navigator is a 2-mana 2/2 Merfolk Wizard flash. Now when it enters the battlefield, untap each other Merfolk you control. As long as you attacked with 3 or more Merfolk this turn, Merfolk you control get +1/+0. Now of course you could put Splinter Twin on it though, so that when you make a copy of the damn thing, it untaps the original one that tapped for Splinter Twin. So tap, make a Deepway Navigator, new Deepway Navigator comes into play, untap the old one, tap, make a new one to untap all the old ones, and then just make infinite Deepway Navigators with haste. So it's a matter of time. We're just got to wait to see if this actually jank, or is this going to be incredibly busted? Maybe it's going to make Splinter Twin back on top once again. Pacers Fan Forever with the super chat. Infinite green mana on Discord. You got it, buddy. We wanted the infinite green mana. You don't get it. I did your thing. You just sniped yourself. I used your combo as the first thing of the show. You have to give me a different combo. Yeah, I was just thinking about it. Infinite. You're talking about the Vorinclex combo. I just did that combo. That's your combo. Scroll back to the beginning of the stream. You'll see it. Okay, if you have something else, you can use your super chat somewhere else. Okay, D-Mads with Root Path Purifier. Unless it was another combo card. Okay, you also want Nissa World Shaper. Sorry for repeating cards. It's okay, it's okay. Nissa World Shaper. Oops, Shaper. We need the shapes. Does this card not exist? Okay, how about Nissa World? Nissa World something. Speaker? World Waker? I don't know what this is. World Slayer? There is no World Slayer. It doesn't exist. I don't know. It doesn't exist. Hold on. World Slayer. No. Oh, you mean just the card? Is this it? Waker. I can't read. I can't read either. All right. Nissa World Waker. There we go. Okay, we found our combo cards, people. Okay, Root Path Purifier. So the lands you control and land cards in your library, they are basic. How's that going to matter here? +1, target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with trample. It's still a land. +1, untap up to 4 target forests. But that doesn't mean your stuff were forests. Okay, so what do we want to do with the ultimate? -7. Search your library for any number of basic land cards and put them on the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. Those lands are 4/4 elemental creatures with trample, and they are still lands. Still lands. All right, next up. Let's get... Yeah, there is a World Waker. That was a little bit confusing. Too many Nissa cards. So we have Christopher B wants Isilu, Malira, Skyfolk. No, sorry, Sylvok. Oops. Oh, it's just Malira and Goblin Bombardment. All right, what are we doing here? Goblin Bombardment. You sack a creature, you deal a damage. Malira says you can't get poison counters, and your creatures, they're not allowed to have -1/-1 counters either. And also creatures your opponents control lose infect. Then we got this Eardo. Is it this thing? No, you want Carrier of Twilight? Oh no, it's on the other side. Oh, okay. I was like, this card is hidden. Okay, this is a flying lifelink creature. It's a 5/5. Each other non-token creature you control has persist. And at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay white. If you do, transform Isilu. Each other non-token creature you control has persist? So, does that mean you can sack your Malira a million times through your Goblin Bombardment every single time Malira comes into play? Creatures control can't have -1. So I'm assuming the Malira comes into play without the -1/-1 counter. If not, then at least you have these 3 cards set up so that you sack another creature and that it has persist infinitely because it'll never come back into play with a -1/-1 counter ever again. Next up, we've got activate the land gun. Hexenort with Raphael. We have combos that aren't even out yet. The Ninja Destroyer. Also, we have Flare of Fortitude. And also Pyrohemia. Pyrohemia, 4-mana enchantment at the beginning of your end step. If no creatures are on the battlefield, we gotta sack it. And for 1 red, it deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Oh, it's like it's Pestilence, basically like Pestilence. Then we have Flare of Fortitude, 4-mana instant. You may sacrifice a non-token white creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Until end of turn, your life total can change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Oh, that's it. These 2 cards by themselves are basically a combo. So you give yourself indestructible, and also you just blow up the entire board. But then we have Raphael, the Ninja Destroyer. 4-mana, 4/4. Must be blocked if able, and as in Rage, whenever Raphael is dealt damage, add that much red mana until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. And it's really important to understand that when it comes to like indestructible, it still takes the damage, it just doesn't die. So like it will deal damage, the damage will be sitting on Raphael, and then you trigger the mana that you would use to keep activating the Pyrohemia. This is a really cool combo. I like it. Mr. DC Eardo. The Carrier. Pacers, do you have another combo? Or is it only that infinite green combo? And then you need 2 copies of Spider-Man Web Slinger. And Impact Tremors. Okay, we need 2 copies. We need 2 Spider-Mans. Which is easy because In the Marvel universe, there's a lot of Spider-Mans. We can easily get 2 Spider-Mans at the same place at the same time. It works. Impact Tremors is a 2-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control enters, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Now we need 2 Spider-Men. It's got some web slinging, so I guess we're gonna web sling off of each other. You can cast this spell for a white if you also return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. So what the last card is going to keep cards. What was the last card? I missed a card. Did I miss a card? Oh no, we're using Eardo again. Instead, we're using the front side of this card this time. Flying Lifelink. Creature spells you cast have Convoke. At the beginning, does that work? So your creatures can help cast those spells. Each creature you tap while casting a creature pays for 1 of that card's mana cost. How does that work? You may cast this spell for a white if you also return a tapped creature you control to hand. I don't know how this thing works. Do a combo to draw count for today's show? If it's big card draw, Convoke works on alternate casting costs. Oh, does it? Oh, that's crazy. So, oh, I see. And so you can tap the Spider-Man. That's how we get it tapped. And then we're going to return it back to our hand. That's weird. That's actually really weird. You may cast the spell for a white if you also return a tap. I just don't know how that would, like, it'd be like pay the costs. Okay, you pay the cost, return, and I guess at the end then you return, so you pay cost, then return a tapped creature back afterwards. Interesting. Oh, draw the game? Yeah, that works. Yeah, if you can draw the game, that's a combo. Next up, we've got Little MX Doom with built a deck around this. Border of Notions, Ashling's Command, and Zorn. Border of Notions. It doesn't even exist. Okay, I don't know. I'll look up of Notions. Maybe it's the different spelling of border. Or Horde of Notions. Okay. Ashling's Command and Zorn. It helps, chat, if you double and triple check how you spell the cards. I don't know all these cards, you know. We have, okay, Zorn is a 3-mana 3/2. If you would create 1 or more treasure tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. We also have Ashling's Command. Choose, this would be a good moment to know which 2 you're choosing. Okay, let's look at the other card. Horde of Notions, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, and for 5 mana, you may play target elemental card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. This is an elemental card, but it needs to be in play. This is an elemental card. You would create 1 or more treasure tokens to instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. Then we're going to play why the elemental command is an instant and the other 4 is sorcery. You know what? There's some things in life we're just never allowed to know. Create a token that's a copy of target elemental you control. Target player draws 2 cards. Ashling's Command deals 2 damage to each creature target player controls, or target player creates 2 treasure tokens. I'm guessing this has something to do with, like, create a token and also create the treasure tokens. But I don't know, actually. Where did I steal this thing from? Well, this is Little MX Doom. Built a deck around board. I don't know. So what's the combo? How are you supposed to use the Ashling's Command, Little MX Doom? I need like a smidge more information here. You may play target creature. You can play target elemental card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Well, of course, just reanimating it. You get 4 treasures with the Zorn. I guess. Oh, Ashling's Command is itself an elemental. Oh, so we can play this thing with a Horde of Notions. Okay, I guess that's the idea. You know, I didn't catch that. It doesn't even matter what, like, so you have Zorn in play and it'll double our tokens as well. Okay. It's good enough for me. And I'll tell you what, you want to know where you can get your Ashling Command Zorn combos from? You get them from FusionGamingOnline.com. I tells you what. Deal of the week this week, 15% off all original Lorwyn singles. Sorry, Lorwyn singles. Not to mention you can get the new Lorwyn singles for regular retail price at fusiongamingonline.com. But I do have a hack for you, all right? There is a special hack that gets you a discount, and that's when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off no matter what you're buying at fusiongamingonline.com. Not to mention it also supports the channel. Thank you very much. All right, and what's our next combo? You can loop. Okay, hold on. You can loop Ashling's command with Hoarded Notions, copy Zorn, and make treasures. Eventually, you make infinite mana. Thank you very much. I needed that. I was telling you, I was not figuring that one out on my own. Whenever a card has like 4 options, I'm just like, okay, which of these you want to do here? It's a really regular price if it's 5% off. Look, it's a marketing thing, okay? Some people pay attention to the marketing thing, some people don't. Is it really full price if it's a 2-for-1 sale? You know what I mean? Okay, let's go to Indiana Jones, Rowan, and Rowan and Miri's Guile. Who the hell is Rowan? Ooh, that's a new card. I've never seen that one before. Okay, so Rowan is a 4-mana enchantment. Reveal the first card you draw each turn. Whenever you reveal a basic land card this way, draw a card. Oh my god. So what if you have just lands in your deck? Miri's Guile. Oh, this is fine too. Enchantment. During your upkeep, you may look at the top 3 cards of your library and put them back in any order. That is very good value. That's very good value. But, I bet there's some way to really break this thing. Maybe with one of those cards that's like every single land is a basic land. You know, we just saw a card earlier. All the lands in your deck are basic lands now. And maybe like 65% of your deck could be lands in the first place. This looks super underrated. This is a very underrated card. I'm incredibly impressed. Rowan, everyone, you gotta put in your deck. Looks like good value. It only looks at the first card you draw, though, so an all-land deck doesn't break it. Look, drawing 2 cards a turn is better than not drawing 2 cards a turn. You're gonna draw a lot of cards. Next up, we've got Raktus. Thank you so much for your super chat. Always remember my first Earthcraft. Okay, you donated Earthcraft, but this definitely would not qualify as a jank combo that works. That was a good combo back in the day. Okay, you know what? To give you credit, this combo is sort of bad these days, but it's still infinite squirrels. Toads, are you in the house? Do you have Earthcraft, Toads? Squirrel Nest, 3 mana, aura on a land, tap to make a 1/1, and Earthcraft says when tap an untapped creature you control, untap target basic land. So you're gonna untap that squirrel, so you can tap the squirrel to untap the land that Squirrel Nest is on. You keep making infinite creatures. They don't have haste, but beware, it's still a lot of squirrels. They're a nuisance. Okay, we've got... What the hell is this? Okay, Pacers fan forever accidentally sniped himself. So we're gonna give, he deserves a card. City of Brass, donate and Richmond Port. Oh my god. I already know what this combo is. Okay, we have City of Brass, which whenever it becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to you. But it adds 1 mana of any color. So then now he wants to donate it. So we're going to give our opponent the City of Brass. You could have done this a long time ago. This was a jank combo of the past. Target player gains control of target permanent. And then we want to play with Rishaden Port, which is an interaction that actually comes up a lot in pre-modern, where you pay 1 tap target land, but if you tap a City of Brass, and it specifically says, whenever it becomes tapped, either by you or somebody else, you take the damage. So that's the idea. Faces fan forever wants to ping the opponent for 1 every single turn at their upkeep. I don't know if that's good value, but whatever. Okay, Felicia. Oh, Marthas, Ghostfire Initiate. You want Spark Double and all will be 1. Spark Double. All will be 1. All will be one. Whenever you put one or more counters on a permanent or player, all will be one deals that much damage to target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker an opponent controls. But we need to get some counters on here. Spark Double is like, what you may have Spark Double enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature or planeswalker you control, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if it's a creature, or a loyalty counter on it if it's a planeswalker. And it isn't legendary, not a legendary planeswalker. Okay, so what are we doing with Amarthus Ghostfire Initiate? Now, it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. I guess a few more. Whenever you put a +1/+1 or more +1/+1 counters on another colorless creature, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Amarthus. When Amarthus dies, manifest a number of cards from the top of your library equal to the number of counters on it. Okay, so we're gonna make a copy of this thing. Whenever you put one or more +1/+1 counters on another colorless creature, which would be the Spark Double, we're going to put a counter on this Amarthus. But then when we put a counter on this Amarthus, we're going to put a counter on the Spark Double Amarthus. And they're going to keep putting counters on each other. And for as long as we keep putting counters on the thing, all will be one will just blow everybody's head off. Cool. It's not legendary, it's specifically said. And it is, and we got to read the fine line. And it isn't legendary. They had the little dotted line. They had the small font. Next up, Almond. What's it with Isilu? This is like the third Isilu card. Oh, this just came out. That's why you're all excited for Isilu. Hey, this is too. Oh, Board of Creatures. Okay, that's fine. Filigree Vector. Filigree Vector. No, I did not spell that right. And Phyrexian Altar. And a board full of creatures. I appreciate that. Okay, the Altar, sack any creature to get a mana. The Vector, when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of any number of target creatures and a charge counter on each of any number of target artifacts. You can also tap, sack an artifact to proliferate. And we also have, so what is this thing? Flying creature spells you control have Convoke. Or is it the backside that you want? Each other non-token creature you control has Persist. Is that what you want? Enters when Vector enters the battlefield. Oh yeah, I think you put a counter on each number of target creatures and a charge counter. So basically, you're going to keep sacking the Filigree Vector, or when enters the Filigree Vector enters the battlefield. Why do you need the board full of creatures? I don't get it. Can't you just sack the Filigree Vector? It comes back because it has Persist. When it enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on each of any number of target creatures, which can include itself. Isn't that good? Wouldn't it die to persist first? You're right, actually. Yeah, that's true. So what are we doing with the board full of creatures? Each other... I don't get this. Did something get screwed up here? Irdu and Isilu are just fascinating for so many reasons. Isilu gives creatures persist that got a combo with a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, but like, how do we get the +1/+1 counter? Oh, you just want to have like, what's the point of Filigree Vector here? When you could also just have a combo with Isilu and Phyrexian Altar, and then that's it. Sack another artifact, proliferate. I don't know how this works. I'm actually gonna lean that it doesn't, Almond. Do you have any words? Do you have any words, Almond? Can you back up your combo? Or is this a bad combo that doesn't actually work? Anything? Speak for yourself, Almond. Okay, I'm gonna say this combo does not actually work, and then we will move on with the show. Okay, next. Oh, Filigree saves itself. No, it does not, because it's a -1/-1. It's just going to die instantly. It just dies, right? Like, it will die. It'll be dead before it'll get a trigger, but then it'll be dead. Yeah, like, well, no, yeah, so before the trigger resolves. So that you'll get a trigger, but it's dead instantly because it comes into play with a -1/-1 counter. So with the trigger on the stack, it's dead, and then when it resolves, it's not there anymore. Okay, glad we got that figured out. No, but yeah, but it's dead already, Christopher B. It's too slow. The state-based actions kills it instantly. Okay, let's go with Saxus. You've got Zira, the Golden Sting. It's a big B. Be yourself. Breath of Fury. And I like you have an explanation in here. And you have anger. Need anger in the graveyard. You know what? I could put that together myself. I did not think you want anger on the battlefield. And one other creature you control with an egg counter, infinite draw, death triggers. Thank you so much for the explanation. I appreciate it. So anger will be in the graveyard, which means creatures you control have haste. And also you need a mountain in play. Creatures you control have haste. The Breath of Fury, enchant creature you control. When enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, sack it and attach Breath of Fury to a creature you control. If you do, untap all creatures you control, and after this phase, there is an additional combat phase. So I guess we're going to be putting it on the Zira. Whenever Zira, the Golden Sting, attacks, put an egg counter on on another target creature without an egg counter on it. When that creature dies, if it has an egg counter on it, draw a card and create a 1/1 black insect creature token with flying. So we need anger and one other creature you control with an egg counter, infinite draw, death triggers, and combat. Put an egg counter. Enchanted creature deals combat damage to players. Sacrifice it and attach creature. Oh, I see. We keep attacking over and over and over and over again. Attachment to a creature you control. If you do, untap all creatures you control. And then we're going to keep making a creature off of this thing. When Zira, the Golden Sting, attacks, put an egg counter on another target creature without an egg counter on it. When that creature dies, if it has an egg counter on it, draw a card and create another 1/1 black insect creature token, which will have haste, that will keep attacking. Interesting. That is hard to pull off. I think that's a very hard combo. No, yeah, so okay, we're going to put on, something other than the Zira. Because that's the thing that has to die in order to trigger the whole thing. Correct. Thank you very much, Saxus. Next, Vibrant Toucan, Arcane Teachings. But I have to say, that last combo with Zero, that's jank. That was super jank. That was one of the jankier types of combos we've seen in a while. You need 2 creatures? Well, we need at least one. We need one random creature, right? 2 creatures? Maybe it's 2. Someone put the thing together and figure it out. Okay, we have Arcane Teach. Where is the? What am I even looking up here? Who's combo? Vibrant Toucan, Arcane Teachings, Order of White Clay. Is that a last name or something? And Diamond Lion. Diamond Lion. I didn't know anyone wanted Diamond Lion. This lion can't survive in the wild. 2 mana, 2/2. Tap, discard your hand, sack Diamond Lion to add 3 mana of any color. Activate only as an instant. Order of White Clay. 3 mana, 1/4, and for 3 mana and untapping it, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. What is this, some weird infinite mana combo? Are we gonna make sure that Diamond Lion becomes the king of the kingdom? And then lastly, we have Arcane Teachings, Enchant Creature. Enchant Creature gets +2/+2 and has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Oh, this is sort of infinite. But what do you need the Diamond Lion for? Enchant Creature gets +2/+2 and has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So we need the mana. Wow, that is crazy. That is a crazy combo. That's incredible. So we'll use the Arcane Teachings to tap our creature to deal damage, and then we're going to spend 3 mana, untap it to bring this dummy out. Oh, but this has Summoning Sickness! Yeah, Little MX Doom actually nailed it. This is a red deck, right? Okay, hold on, I'm gonna fix it. We have Anger. Was that just in the last? There we go. Anger. It's right there. It's easily available from the last combo. Yeah, there we go. We're going to randomly add an anger in the graveyard and have a mountain in play. That works for me. All right, we're going to take a look at more of these amazingly jank and original Magic the Gathering combos, but we also have to thank our sponsor today, Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. You don't know which kind of deck or cards you want to buy yet. You know what? Don't worry about it. Rent all of them and be able to play all the jank combos in all formats when you rent with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or use coupon code Nikachu_G4U for 40% cash back on your third month subscription, renting with Mana Traders when you play on Magic Online. The digital platform for playing Magic's the Gathering. All right, what do we got next? We have at least Lil Max Doom. You're back already. So soon. Guardian Beast. Guardian Beast, Mycosynth Guard. Okay, hold on. Mycosynth Garden. And Aminato, the creepy baby. The Fate Shifter. Creepy baby. She looks like she wants to kill me. Okay, so how does combo work? Okay, Guardian Beast. It is a 4-mana 2/4. As long as Guardian Beast is untapped, non-creature artifacts you control can't be enchanted. They're indestructible and other players can't gain control of them. Wow! This effect doesn't remove auras already attached to those artifacts. It feels like a card that they would have made today. Next up, we have the Mycosynth Gardens. Taps for a colorless. It's a pay 1, tap, add 1 mana of any color, and then X tap. This land becomes a copy of target non-token artifact you control with mana value X? Was it the is this a Mycosynth? You meant the Mycosynth Gardens? Not Lattice or anything? How does this work? And then we've got Aminato the Fate Shifter, +1, draw a card. Then put a card from your hand on the top of your library. Then -1, exile another target permanent you own. Then return it to the battlefield under your control. And then -6, choose left or right. Each player gains control of... Oh! Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminato, the Fate Shifter, controlled by the next player in the chosen direction. That is insane! So people can't take your stuff. I don't understand what the gardens is for. So players can't gain control of them. You meant the artifact? Hold on. I imagine you mean the lattice. Mycosynth Lattice. I think. I don't know many other Mycosynth cards. So everything is an artifact. All cards that aren't on the battlefield and permanents are colorless, and players may spend mana as though were mana of any color. Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminato, the Fate Shifter, controlled by the next player in the chosen direction. I don't get it. But I don't even know what you want Lattice for. Non-creature artifacts you control. Oh, I see. Okay, non-creature artifacts. So they have to be artifacts. We made them artifacts. They can't take them. You can't take our artifacts, Aminato. We're going to steal our opponent's stuff. There's encroaching Mycosynths. Okay, that's true. That's true. True story. Okay, Mycosynth Lattice. Please, everyone, double check the names to your combos. It's a little rough today. Looking up cards that don't exist. Looking up the wrong cards. Benjamin Berkey. Talarian Entrancer. We're going to have Lure. Okay, Lure and Indestructibility. Ugh, it's the only one Lure. One Lure to rule them all. And Indestructibility. I am indestructible. Okay, the Tolarian Entrancer is a 2-mana... It's a reserve list card. It's a $1 reserve list card. Whenever Tolarian Entrancer is blocked by any creature, gain control of that creature at end of combat. Okay, we're going to force you to block because we got Lure. All creatures able to block enchanted creature do so. But that's not all. My creature's not going to die because it has none other than indestructibility. My permanent is also indestructible. You have to block it each time, and I steal your stuff. Do you steal everything? Whenever it's blocked by any creature, yeah, we get them all. We said Lure, all your creatures have to block it. Attack or be attacked later by your own stuff. That's cool. Algot says, did you know you are slightly smarter while doing a handstand because it increases blood flow to your brain because of gravity? How long until that doesn't make you smarter, though? Cairo! Princess U. Wormfang Newt. Okay, hold on. We're going to get Worm. Hey, this is too many cards. Okay, I know what they do, though. Wormfang Newt. 4 more cards. It's supposed to be in the Discord. Glasspool Mimic, I know. So I don't even have to barely read that one. And Ruin Crab, I also know. Fortunately, these are, like, well-known cards. Okay, Ruin Crab. Land enters the battlefield. Opponent mills 3 cards. Glasspool Mimic. You can copy a creature, but then becomes a rogue. Shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. Wormfang Newt. 2-mana 2/2. When it comes into play, remove a land you control from the game. When Wormfang Newt leaves play, return the removed card to play under its owner's control. Princess U. When it dies, if she was a non-land creature, return this card to the battlefield tapped under your control. She's a land named Moon. I don't get. Okay, I don't have no idea what's going on here. What in the hell is this combo? You can also scry too. When she dies, if she was a non-land creature, return this card to the battlefield tapped under your control. What does that have to do with anything? Remove a land? Glasspool Mimic? So are we copying the Princess U? If she was a non-land creature, which she is in general, isn't she? Oh, she comes back as a land. Oh, sorry, because she comes back as a land named Moon. Oh, okay. And when this comes into play, remove a land we control from the game. When the Newt leaves play, return. Where is this going? Something is happening here. Okay, the Mimic is going to copy and legend rule away Princess U. And then our Mimic comes back as the Moon land. But then it comes back as the Moon. Oh, but it can copy something, but then copies the Newt, removes itself from the game. That's weird. Comes back to its own effect. Comes back as a creature to copy you again. Is there like an ETB to all this? Oh, and the Rune Crab is the land. Good God, Kara. I desperately needed that explanation. There was a 0% chance I would ever find that out. If you put me in a prison, some sort of prison cell-like situation, like in Saw or something, and it's like, you have to figure out this combo to win the game. And if you don't, the whole room is going to blow up in like 5 minutes. I would lose completely. Would never have seen it. Someone needs to make a Magic the Gathering version of Saw. Can you figure out this combo to win the game? Next, we got a Mr. DC. By the way, I see you, Pacers fan forever. Oh, we did this one actually. Mr. DC. Want a Mountain and Lightning Bolt? Just kidding. Dono to chat. Oh, okay. You know, I was about to look that one up. All right, who wants a Dono? Lestian probably wants a Dono, don't you? Night Market Lookout. Agatha Soul Cauldron. And you want Seeker of Skybreak. Is this like a really unique card? 2 mana, tap, untap target creature. Now that I think about it, there's not that many cards with that ability. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I suppose when it dies, we're going to exile it from the graveyard and put it on a creature for Agatha's Soul Cauldron, and then they have that ability as well. Night Market Lookout, a black 1/1. Whenever Night Market Lookout becomes tapped, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh, and then you can untap itself. So you give it the ability of Seeker of Skybreak. You can tap it to untap target creature. And by the way, you can untap like untapped creatures. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you're gonna tap it to untap itself and over again, and it keeps triggering. That's clever. That's a pretty clever combo. Okay, who else? Who's next? There's a lot of people who want their combo. Seeker originally was used with Kiki-Jiki combo with Intruder Alarm. This is a very commonly jank combo whenever you use Intruder Alarm. Toilet Duck, Goblin Morale Sergeant to enlist creatures that Cosmic Sovereign. This isn't even a real card. Cosmic Sovereign gives you equals have creatures in your deck where you can draw them or some such so they're not just stuck in exile. Huh? Enlist. I don't even know what that means. Whenever Goblin Morale Sergeant enlists a non-token creature, you may conjure a duplicate of that creature into the top 5 cards of your library at random. The duplicate perpetually gets +1/+0 and gains haste. Then we have Cosmic Sovereign. Flying haste for a red. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, conjure a random creature card with mana value X onto the battlefield where X is this creature's power. That creature gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. I'm going to very trust that this works. Yeah, exactly. I'm in the same boat there, Vibrant Toucan. I'm reading words. This is English, but it doesn't mean a whole lot to me, unfortunately. I'm gonna get to you, Almond. I'm gonna get to you at the end of the show, though. That's punishment. That's punishment for not giving me the right word or giving me a legal combo. I'm gonna give priority to everybody else until then. Another Toph. Jeff. No, we have Toph, the first Metal Bender. Not the first time I've seen this card. Cage Sun. Okay, what else do you want? You want Cage Sun. And Chromatic Lantern. Or any land that can tap for another color once the Cage Sun trigger starts. It can't be responded to, thus leads to a draw. Oh my god. What? Okay, so Toph, at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2, so a land becomes a 0/0 with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. But yeah, anyway. And then we also have non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to the other types. So plus the Cage Sun, creatures in control of the chosen type. Sorry, when it enters, choose a color. Creatures in control of the chosen color get +1/+1. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more mana of the chosen color, add 1 additional mana. So lands you control, and then Chromatic Lantern says lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Tapped, add 1 mana of any color. So you're saying, so once the Cage Sun trigger starts, it can't be responded to. Once the Cage Sun, whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more of the chosen mana, add 1 additional mana of that color. Why you can't respond to it? I mean, I trust you here. This combo can't stop. Yeah, I'm wondering why you can't just pass priority. Add 1 or more of the chosen mana. Go back to Toph. Okay, we're going back. All right, Toph. You a troublemaker, Toph. You causing some trouble here? What's wrong with you? Drawing the game like this. You can't respond to mana abilities? So what, like the trigger goes on the stack and then never again? Why isn't this card banned then? Whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1... Oh, a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more mana of the chosen color. Add 1 or more of the chosen color. Add 1 additional mana of that color. But why wouldn't this lock the game in general? Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana. This is like a different ability. Remember a land's ability. So the original ability of a land just doesn't count. Toph makes the artifact a land. Cage Sun is a land adding the mana. Oh. I think we've been here before. I think we've seen a very similar combo in some other way, and then this is a land's ability. This is not intuitive, that's for sure. What a jank combo. Moving on. We got Voltland with Zerda. Well, here's some cards I can understand. Zerda, the Dawn something. You want Chrome Dome and Boom Pile? Chrome Dome. Boom Pile. Zerda is going to make things cheaper. Anyway, it's a companion, but in each permanent card in your starting deck has to have an activated ability, which fortunately is also your lands. Abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less, and the effect can't reduce the mana to less than 1 mana. And for 1 mana tap, target creature can't block this turn. That seems like a completely useless ability. Completely unnecessary. Chrome Dome. Ooh, it's Shredder. It's the bad guy. 2 mana, 1/3 Robot Ninja. Oh, I see. It's not actual Shredder. Other artifacts you control get +1/+0. And then for 3 mana, thanks to Zerda, create a token that's a copy of another target artifact you control. That token gains haste. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. Where we're going to create Boom Pile. Flip a coin. If you win the flip, destroy all non-land permanents. I don't get... Why do we want to do this? Damn, Zerda doesn't let you run Urborg. That is correct. You can't run Urborg in a Zerda deck. Other artifacts. Create a token that's a copy of another target artifact. We didn't even get to play it for free. This effect can't reduce the mana. Target creature can't block this turn. I don't get this. Oh, Boom Mobile. Oh, okay, hold on. Boom. I had never heard of Boom Mobile. I heard of Boom Pile, though. Nikachu can't read. Boom Mobile is a 4 mana 5/5. Enters, add 4 mana of any one color. Okay, so that can be used to reactivate the Chrome Dome over and over and over again. Spend this mana only to activate abilities, and then with Exhaust, 3 mana X. I don't think that's necessary, right? We just keep making infinite vehicles. And it can be crewed for 2. Spend this mana. Exhaust. This vehicle deals X damage to any target. Put X +1. Put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. I don't know if this. Oh, and it's going to cost 2 less actually, because of the Zerda. Is this just an infinite? I can't tell if it's infinite or you just put a bazillion boom mobiles on the battlefield. But you always net a mana. Oh yeah, okay. So you always net a mana, so you can eventually exhaust and deal infinite damage. That actually works because it enters the battlefield. You get 4 mana. You spend 3 mana to clone it. Thanks to Zerda over here. And the ability is going to cost 2 less anyway. Cool. Yeah, infinite motorcycles and infinite mana. We got infinite gas. All right, next up, we've got... I saw a new face around here. We got Spadrick. Welcome, Spadrick. Okay, well, let's get Kasmina Enigma. The Enigma. You want the Simic one. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get Emergent Ultimatum. To find Soren's Vengeance. Hold on, Soren's Vengeance. And we got... Oh, these are too many cards. Whatever, okay. There's supposed to be 4 more cards. It's supposed to be done in the Discord, but that's okay. Okay, I've never seen you before. Searing Wind and Explosive Singularity. I hope this is very easy. Okay, you're just gonna say... You start off with Kasmina. Kasmina Ultimate. With -8, search your library for an instant or a sorcery card that shares a color with a planeswalker. And it's going to be Emergent Ultimatum. Now, Emergent Ultimatum is going to find, because we search our library for up to 3 monocolor cards with different names and exile them. So apparently we're going to get the Sorin's Vengeance, the Searing Wind, and the Explosive Singularity. If they are tapped out, or you have a 3 Teferi good game. So Sorin says, deal 10 damage to target player and you gain 10 life. And we also have Searing Wind. It'll also deal 10 damage to target creature or player. And Explosive Singularity. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature tapped this way, and it'll deal 10 damage to any time. Another 10 damage. Well, it better be GG. That was basically like a 2-card combo that found a bunch of other cards to help basically fill in the gaps. Okay, next up. We could have a bingo for the next combo shows. No! We don't need to make these shows more complicated than it already is for me, that's for sure. You're just gonna make things more complicated. Okay. Bryce has Lisa Shroud. Is this Shroud if Dusk? Or Shroud of Dusk? There we go. Shroud of Dusk plus Avatar's Wrath. Lots of life lost to get your stuff back. Avatar's Wrath, 4 mana sorcery. Choose up to 1 target creature, then airbend all other creatures. You exile them while each one is exiled. Its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands and exile Avatar's Wrath. We also have Lisa, Shroud of Dusk. Rather than pay 2 for each previous time you've cast the spell from the command zone this game, pay 2 life that many times. Flying Lifelink, whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. Choose up to 1 target creature, then airbend all others. I don't get it. Until your next turn. So you're saying lots of life lost to get your stuff back. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. And exile Avatar's Wrath. Is this the card? Yeah, this is Avatar's Wrath. Welcome, old boy. Someone help me here. I'm missing some concept. I can understand you can play this Lisa for a painful amount of life from your command zone, but I don't know like what you do with this. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. Bryce, do you have something to say about your combo before I disqualify it? Anybody? Anyone can save this thing? There's probably some way to make it work. I just don't know it. Until your next turn, your opponent's cast spells. I don't know how you get your stuff back. I feel like there's a card missing here. I've been here all along. I just find it funny, sad, honestly, that YouTube only notified me now. That's how, just how YouTube is working these days. Like, sends out notifications like an hour into the show. It's like, it's worthless. Okay, we choose Lisa with the Wrath. And then we have to cast their stuff later, but have to lose life. For each previous time you've cast this spell from the command zone, pay 2 life. Whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. Your opponents can... Oh, I see. So, you just want to make them lose life. And that's the idea. Okay, I see. Okay. I thought there was something bigger and flashier going on. So basically, if they want to recast... You basically turn this into an Eidolon of the Great Revel, and you sort of reset the game. Okay, it's good to know. I was overthinking it. I was just grossly overthinking it. Next, let's get Teutonic Nightmare with the card Actually Nightmare. Actual Nightmare and Mirror Weave. Oh, I saw it here. Nightmare, an OG. and Mirror Weave against anyone without swamps on the battlefield. Okay, Mirror Weave. But why? So each other creature becomes a copy of target non-legendary creature until end of turn. That's right. So you basically turn things into a board wipe. Because Nightmare says it's a flyer, and its power and toughness are each equal to the number of swamps you control. But if your opponent doesn't have any swamps, then all their creatures just instantly die. And that's it. To the bin that they go. Okay, next we have a super chat from Saxus. Oh my god, what is going on here? Toralf, God of Fury. Calamax. Oops, where am I going? Calamax. The Storm Sire. And it's got to be tapped for some reason. And then we have Delayed Blast Fireball through Foretold. Okay, thank you for giving me those little extra tips here. Let's start from the top. Toralf is a 4-mana 5/4 with Trample. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, Toralf deals damage equal to the excess to any target other than that permanent. Calamax says whenever you cast your first instant spell each turn, if Calamax the Stormrise is tapped, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Whenever you copy an instant spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Calamax. And Calamax has to be tapped for this combo, by the way. Then we have Delayed Fire Blast. And that has to be played off of Foretell for some reason. Delayed Fire Blast deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. If the spell was cast from exile, it deals 5 damage instead. Okay, so it's going to deal 5 damage. Where you cast your first instant spell each turn. If Calamax is tapped, copy the spell. We're going to get 2 copies of this thing. Whenever you copy a spell, we can put a +1/+1 counter on this, which is useless. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls it. So basically, we're just dealing like 10 damage. Is that what we're doing? 10 damage to the, I guess the face, I suppose. Oh, and then, I see. Also, if it deals any excess damage to a creature, then we can deal it to the face. That sounds like it works to me. He's hyping his own card for the Nightmare card. Next, we got... Okay, if you don't have a card yet, you gotta say NCY. I'm gonna prioritize you people. Okay, we got... Is this an Eloise? Okay, from David Sampson, Nephalia Sleuth. March of the Machines. Plus kill a creature you control other than Eloise. Equals draw. Add Blood Artist for the win. The tokens will infinitely die and create 0/0s. Okay, so you want a Blood Artist in here. Why not? Why not add a Blood Artist? You never have enough cards. Okay, we got Eloise. Whenever another creature you control dies, we're going to investigate. Although we'll know who committed the crime. We're probably killing our own creatures. Whenever you sacrifice a token, surveil 1. But I already know what happened. I'm the one who sacked the token. It's like a detective, investigating themselves into the murder of their own creature that they killed. March of the Machines is a 4-mana enchantment. Each non-creature artifact is an artifact creature with power and toughness each equal to its converted mana cost, which is a token, which means it'll die perpetually to Blood Artist. If we can get a Blood Artist on here. Blood Artist, whenever this creature or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So how does this keep going? Whenever another creature you control dies, we investigate. Then when we investigate, we make a token, but it's going to die, and we keep triggering our Blood Artist over and over and over again. Hold on, does this lock the game in any way? Every creature you control dies, investigate. Oh no, it's going to have to trigger 1 at a time. All right, so the triggers will trigger. Yeah, I am the one who sacks. Next up. Oh, you have your own... You actually have a combo this time, Mr. DC? Infinite mana with elves. The infinite manas. Is that the bottom? Infinite mana with elves. Okay, we got a sky. Okay, we have a sky shroud elf. 2 mana 1/1. Tap for a green for your mana pool. Also pay. You can also filter to get a red or a white out of the damn thing. We also have Tristan's Command. It is a 6 mana elf. Choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of target elf you control. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target creature or enchantment, or creatures target player controls get +3/+3 until end of turn and untap them. We also have Mix and Lattice. Everything's an artifact, and you spend mana as whatever the hell you want, and they're all colorless in your hand as well. Mutagen Man Living Ooze. Green for an X for a 2/3 Ooze mutant with trample. Activated abilities of artifact tokens you control cost 1 less to activate. When Mutagen Man enters, create X Mutagen tokens. All right, how does it work? So Vective says infinite mana of the elves. We use the Sky Shroud Elf plus the Trisani's Command plus the Micosynth Lattice. Well, these are basically all the cards. Copy the elf. So the Mutagen Ooze is going to... we can't copy anything with that. We're going to use copy something with this. So we're going to copy the elf, create a token that's a copy of target elf we control. It's an artifact token and get infinite mana. We didn't explain any of that. So, okay, everything is an artifact because of Micosynth Lattice, and activated abilities of artifact tokens you control cost 1 less to activate. Ah, I see. So, and so basically what it means is we have 1... So, for 0 mana, we can add red or white to our mana pool. That is spiffy. Interesting. Very fancy fancy combo. Definitely worthy of 5 cards. How far are we in here? Okay, Almond, if you could give me your card now. Okay, old boy has an easy one. Pandemonium and Dreadslaver. 2 of them. Pandemonium. And Dreadslaver. Why do we need 2 Pandemoniums? Aren't they... isn't it, like, redundant? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, that creature's controller may have it deal damage equal to its power to target creature or player of their choice. So is it going to make 2 triggers? Then Dreadslaver is a 5 mana 3/5. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Dreadslaver this turn dies, return to the battlefield under your control. That creature is a black zombie in addition to its other types. Oh, I see. You want 2x Dreadslaver and 2x Pandemonium. So 1 Dreadslaver will kill the other Dreadslaver, which would bring Dreadslaver back to then enter the battlefield and kill the other Dreadslaver. Oh, I see. I think that was the idea. Very, very cool idea. Also very simple. Infinite ETB. That's right, infinite ETBs. But you need 2 Dreadslavers. I didn't really catch that part. Okay, Almond here for the redemption. All right, Almond, come on, I believe in you. Maloku. I hope you did your homework this time. This thing better work. Okay, the Mystic Sanctuary. Time Walk. You can afford a you have some playgroup that lets you play with Time Walk here. Take an extra turn. Maloku says is a flyer. Pay 1. Return a land you control to its owner's hand. Create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with flying. What kind of island? Sorry, what kind of land are we going to put back into our hand? It's Mystic Sanctuary. Now, when Mystic Sanctuary enters the battlefield, it'll enter untapped if you... Sorry, it enters tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands. But when it enters untapped, you may put target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your deck. That can be Time Walk. So you play your Time Walk, then you activate Maloku, put Mystic Sanctuary back into your hand, replay it for your turn, take your extra turn, draw your Time Walk, and do it all over again. Very beautiful. Unfortunately, not a lot of people would use... Well, you know what? I mean, it doesn't need to be Time Walk. It can be Time Warp. Maybe you did say Time Warp. No, you said Time Walk. You went for the $3,200 card. Yeah, the most expensive jank combo. You know what? This looks like a cube combo, honestly. So if you have like Maloku and Mystic Sanctuary, you just keep out for those infinite turn combos in cube. Feels like very cube combo. They're all cube cards. Next. We need a tier list of how much this card slows the game down. No, you win on the spot. Everyone's got to just leave if you have that combo online. We got Rin here. Ratadrabic of Urborg. I swear there's an artist with this name. Ley Line of Singularity. There can only be one. And Fanatical Firebrand. I find it so funny to see this card because it was part of like every mono red deck on Arena when Arena first came out. It's like this default stupid red creature that attacks you. Okay, Ratadrabic, Vigilance, Ward 2. Other zombies have Vigilance. Sorry, the zombies you control. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 black zombie creature token in addition to its other types. Ley Line of Singularity says all non-land permanents are legendary, which means this is legendary, but it also have haste. And we can sack it to deal 1 damage to any target. Within triggers Ratadrabic. So when this becomes legendary, you're a legend, Fanatical Firebrand. You're a legend. And so it's going to come back as a zombie, but it's still going to be a legendary zombie with its sack ability, and you can just sack it for an infinite amount of damage to your opponent. That works for me. Good God, everybody has if you got a second combo, if you already got a combo, there is a 0% chance you're going to get a second combo. This show is already long. I'll try to get to everybody. I'll try to make sure everyone gets at least one. Okay, Corbinik wants Jor-Rael, Empress of Beasts. 5 mana, 3/3, and then for 3. Okay, hold on. Whoops. I should get all your cards. March of the Machines and Balance. Oh, sorry. March of Swirling Mists. March of Swirling Mists. And Balance? Swirling Mist that, like, phases out the creatures, right? March of Swirling... Oh, Mist. And Balance. Who lets you play Balance? Okay, Jor-Rael is pay 3, tap, discard 2 cards until end of turn. All lands target player controls are 3/3 creatures that are still lands. Oh, God. So then you go March of Swirling Mists to up to X target creatures phase out. So you phase out all your creatures, and then you balance them, which is going to force them all to sacrifice all their lands. It's a pretty sick combo. It's also very evil. Oh, you can also animate. Yeah, I guess you can animate your lands as well and also phase them out. That also works. Which format is Balance in? Vintage. Vintage, Cube. Basically it. Next up, we've got Mark Butler, Putrid Goblin. Fan Vigil. People are not following the rules here. Oh, sorry. I don't even know what Fan Vigil is. Okay. Is there like at least one Vigil card? No, too many Vigil cards. Okay, you have to resubmit your combo. Also, you have to submit it in the Discord. It's a 4-card combo. I don't even know why I'm even entertaining this. 3-card combos, people. 3-card combos or less in chat. 4 or more in the Discord. Big Squig, another Lattice combo. Everyone is super impressed with the Lattice today. It's a Mickelson Lattice day. You want Rampage of the Clans. Then cast Farah's Band. War Chief. There's a lot of Farah's Band cards. With floating mana. Okay. So first off, Mickelson's Lattice. Everything's an artifact. You can cast anything for whatever mana, and cards in your hand are colorless. The cards are in hand, they're colorless, right? All cards that aren't on the battlefield and permanents are colorless. Okay. Rampage of the Clans. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Oh no. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller gets a 3/3 centaur creature token. And then we have Farah's Band Warchief. Vigilance and Trample. Other centaur creatures you control get +1/+1 and Vigilance and Trample. Is that it? With floating mana? I don't get it. So you just have bigger centaur creatures than your opponents. That's all you're trying to tell me. But you can't really attack into them, though, because they can, like, gang block. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3. Yeah. Can't wait for the meme Universes Beyond to feature it reskinned as Burger King Footlash. What? Okay, next up we got... Everyone gets centaurs, but you get even bigger centaurs. Yeah, but you can't attack into them. I'm telling you, you can't... Like, what are you gonna... They're just not going to attack into you, but you can't attack into them because they can double block. They'll just... You know, they'll use their 3/3s to block your 4/4, and you still lose the creature anyway. It's still a 1-for-1. I've been in these situations before. Buzz Rickson with Cormus Bell. Urborg. Definitely seen something like this. Okay, Urborg. I know most of these cards, so I'm going to... this four card thing is going to fly. Season of the Witch. And Peacekeeper. Oops, that was not Peacekeeper. That was Peachkeeper. Peace. I come in peace. Cormus Bell. All swamps are 1/1 creatures. By the way, all your stuff are swamps, which make them 1/1 creatures. Season of the Witch. At the end of each player's turn, all of... screw the ancient scripture. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, sack this enchantment unless you pay 2 life. Easy. At the beginning of your end step, destroy all untapped creatures that didn't attack this turn, except for creatures that couldn't attack. Ah, I see. Then we have the Peacekeeper. Creatures cannot attack? Oh, so we're forcing people to attack, and if you don't attack, you lose your creatures. Peacekeeper says you can't attack. During your turn, you can pay 2 mana or bury Peacekeeper. So when it comes back to our turn, I guess we're not going to lose our stuff. Season of the Witch doesn't work since they can't attack, even if they could just tap them for mana. At the beginning of the end step, destroy all oh, I see. No, that didn't attack this turn, except for creatures that couldn't attack. Oh, so this is going to be a non-bow, is what you're telling me? All right. Well, I actually can't confirm. I need a judge here. Judge! I don't know what's allowed or not allowed in this situation. Buzz Rickson goes, all right. So it sounds like we have a bad combo that does not actually work. Okay, anyone else with no card yet, or no combo yet? I got you the big squig. Who did we not get? We're missing out on anybody? Mark Butler, can you fix your combo? I don't know what was it Thran? Thran Vigil? Oh, it's Thran Vigil. Okay, I'm going to try to make your combo work. Okay, so we have Thran Vigil, Putrid Goblin, Carrion Feeder, an Essence Harvest. Anyone else that did not get a combo? It looks like everyone got something. Everyone got a little something here. Okay, what are we doing here? So Putrid Goblin is a 2/2 with Persist. Thran Vigil is an enchantment. Whenever one or more artifact and or creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. So whenever one or more artifact. So basically, okay, so we instantly have a combo here with the Putrid Goblin. When it comes back, it's going to be neutralized. Then we can sacrifice a creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on Carrion Feeder. We're probably going to be sacrificing that Putrid Goblin. And our last card, Essence Harvest, Sorcery. Target player loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Well, Carrion Feeder's power is going to be infinite, because we can sack that Goblin infinite times. Corbinick says, you missed something about my combo. The combo empties your hand with Swirling Mist as well. Oh, that's right. So you take all their lands, their creatures, and their hand. That's a good point. Well, so long as you exiled enough cards from your hand. I mean, if you had lands in your hand, it definitely would not have worked. Interesting. Oh, M Nation wants something. All right, let's get your combo. Ancestors Aid and Disowned Ancestor. What? Is this from the same set? Ancestors Aid, Disowned. Is this like a flavor combo or something? The Aid, instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike, and you also create a treasure token. Disowned Ancestor, Outlast. Put a +1. Is the Ancestors Aid, Disowned? I don't get this. This doesn't... I don't think this is an actual combo. I think I'm being BS'd here. Good God, this is too big. 1, 2, 3, 4, literally any other cards. Ugh, okay, this is the last combo. This is the last one. Black Carriage. You're gonna ask aid from the ancestors you disowned? But that's not a combo. That's a non-bo. Everyone knows that's a non-bo. Okay, let's get... Yes, I do want jank, but usually I want it in 3 or less cards. Okay, okay, Black Carriage. Whisper, Blood, something. Litgirst. We have Necrotic Ooze. Marionette Master. Marionette Master. Or literally any of the other cards. Okay. Black Carriage. I don't even know how this works. Trample does not untap during your untap step. Pay 0, sack a creature to untap Black Carriage. Use this ability only during the upkeep. Right, that's a very narrow time. Whisper, Blood, Liturgist. 4 mana for a 2/2. Tap, sacrifice 2 creatures. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Necrotic Ooze. As long as Necrotic Ooze is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all creature cards in the graveyards. I'm assuming now these 2 cards are actually supposed to be in the graveyard instead. And then we have Marionette Master, Fabricate 3. Whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette's Master's power. Huh? None of these are artifacts. Oh, I see. The Marionette Master can come back, though. So the Marionette Master comes back. So sacrifice 2 creatures, return target creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. I assume we are bringing back the Marionette Master. It's going to put into play 2 artifacts. How does this work? Sack a creature to untap. Oh, I see. So then we can sack another creature to untap the Necrotic Ooze. So untap the Necrotic Ooze to then resack, I guess, Marionette Master and another token to reuse the Whisper Blood Liturgist to return it back. Something like that. Infinite Master works with a lot of other similar cards. Christopher B is like, it's genius! Okay, I hope everyone had fun. I got confused today. It was a very confusing show today. But as usual, you can confuse me on weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat, you donate money to have your combos and other stuff on this show. But most importantly, we got to thank everyone who's here submitting combos. People like Benjamin Berkey, Christopher B, Old Boy, Indiana Jones, Little Deadfly, David Sampson, Mercenary, Jeff. We've got user-friendly Mr. DC, Steve Cooper. Joining right in the end. Where have you been, Steve Cooper? You know when the show starts every single day. And many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we are going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.